This video I'm going to call Do As I Say, Not As I Do. Now this is from the recent MCN video about the MT10 launch in Barcelona. I just wanted to point out something real quick. Now people always talk about how, motorcyclists, everybody, whether they know it or not, they naturally counter steer, and how it's such a bad thing to steer into the turns. And this video clearly shows the rider. I mean, is about as clearly as you can see him steering into the turns. Increasingly, as he gets further into the turn, needs to turn the bike more and more. And I've said this for a while now. I've seen this, especially with European riders, especially even in races like the Moto 3 and the Moto 2 races. You see these riders doing this a lot on the onboard cameras, steering into the turns. It's a very common thing. I see people doing this quite regularly. So it's no surprise to me when I see new riders like Ninja 300 riders or somebody who's just bought their first bike and they're steering into the turn, and they wreck. You see this on our Nicky Mouse a lot, where riders steer into the turn and wreck on the rock turn. Do not tell me that this guy is not steering into the turn. It's very obvious what he's doing. You can see it very clearly. And I've tried it myself, very limited sense, and obviously the bike turns harder when you steer into the turn just a little bit. Now, if you do it too much, obviously you're gonna wash out the front end and wreck the bike. But this is one of those things that I've been trying to get a definitive answer one way or the other for a long time. I keep seeing evidence back and forth. Yes, you can steer into the turn in turns. No question about it. It's just a question of how much, if you're getting good feel from the tires or whatever through the front end and the handlebars. Yes, if you know what you're doing. Yes, if you know the limits. Yes, if you've wrecked enough. Yes, you can do it and get away with it. But clearly, it's done by a fair number of riders a fair number of times. And this guy is clearly doing it right here. No question.